Hello, Market Watcher. I'm David Ravel, and this, our look at Wall Street for Tuesday, February 9. First up, does too much of a good thing equal inflation? Then it's the National Federation of Independent Businesses. They provide a dismal outlook for the future. All that, and our preview of the rest of today's corporate results, along with the latest news on the economy, coming right up. Well, things are starting to heat up over in Congress, where the final touches are being placed on the latest COVID relief package. As you know, President Biden has proposed a relief package valued in total at $1.9 trillion. And if anything, it looks like the Democratic-led House will provide at least that much, if not more. Included within the package, felt to be a sure thing, is yet another, and this makes 3, direct check to taxpayers. The amount of this check is assumed to be about $1,400, $2,800 for those filing jointly. And this assumes an income of less than $75,000. And with all this largess coming out of Washington, the question is beginning to be asked, is this too much of a good thing? The amount of economic distortion that is being felt in the economy is really remarkable. Take state and local governments. A recent article I was reading noted how well the state and local governments were doing currently. Why, said the article, in spite of the current economic slowdown, these governments are managing quite well. The clear implication here was that the smaller governments were able to manage their financial affairs with aplomb. The reality is that nothing could be further from the truth. The truth is that municipal and state governments are only surviving because of the steady stream of cash coming from the federal government. Now, you may remember how Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, held up Trump's first stimulus package on the condition that these local governments be given a cash stimulus of $500 billion, only slightly less than that given to individuals, which made all the headlines. Now, overall, local governments are not doing well at all, and I think come April, we're going to find that tax receipts are way, way down, covered up for now by this latest COVID relief package. And this same kind of distortion also exists at the more personal level, when House Ways and Means Committee Chairman Bill Pascrell states that this relief package will literally mean the difference for some to having a roof over their head or not. I think he has it just right. This will indeed mean economic survival for some people. But the question Wall Street and many savvy investors are beginning to ask is at what cost? Are we so distorting the economy that it's going to be difficult, if not impossible, to return to some semblance of the normal? In their latest research report, published yesterday, Goldman Sachs just raised the estimate of this new relief package. Goldman now estimates that the current package will amount to a bump in GDP of 6.8% this year. In other words, without the stimulus, the economy would be chugging along at an unspectacular 4 to 5% growth rate. Not all that different from what we had in growth before the pandemic began. But now, with the stimulus, overall economic growth should explode to above 10% and possibly even as high as 11%. But this is certainly not organic growth. It's ephemeral. It's not real. It's a one-time bump from the Federal Reserve and Treasury. And if we consider it anything else, we're really fooling ourselves. The economic engine that powers this country is at best sputtering, nowhere near the level of organic growth that we'd like to see at this stage of a recovery. So this week, we'll follow the progress of the relief package in the House committees, followed by the joint committee, House and Senate, possibly as early as next week, and a completed bill by the end of this month. Now tomorrow, we'll see the monetary and financial ramifications of all this as we get a look at the January inflation numbers. Now, the most interesting economic report today was the latest survey from the National Federation of Independent Businesses. These are those small local businesses that at one time were considered the backbone of the economy. Hidden under the top-line optimism index are some pretty ugly numbers. First off, the NFIB optimism index did come in at 95, which may not sound bad until you realize that's 3 full percentage points below the 47-year average for this index. Small businessmen tend to be optimists, but that may be changing. Now, the percentage of small businesses that think this is a good time to expand fell to just 8%. 92% of the small businesses think it's a bad time to expand. Sales expectations fell yet another 14% this month, putting sales expectations at a negative 4%, sales contraction. And earnings, even worse, expectations here fell 14% to a negative 14% for earnings. Altogether, it's the worst report I've ever seen from small business. Now, in earnings so far today, we've had positive results from S&P Global, that's the large stock market research firm, Honda Motors, and Centene, a government-based healthcare provider. However, negative reaction to the results from Intuit and Fidelity National Information Services. And that's our look at Wall Street for Tuesday, February 9. I'm David Ravel. Please join me in praying that our country may get back to work.